But he won't end it there as that one ripped past the glove of Paxton and Lucart. Big turn. But we'll head back as it's an RBI single from Lucart. And it's a 6 spot here in the third for St. Joe. Logan Miller on third. McCollum on second. Freeman chops it. Going to be a tough play. Burton Field spins, throws, and in time to... No, he's saved! Unbelievable! He's called safe. Nevada can't believe it, and the Mustangs win. Late. Mosh tattoos one. Deep center. Back is Green, and he will not make the grab, and one hops the wall. Digging around third's Lucart. He will score as Mosh is digging for third, and it's a one-out RBI triple for Jack Mosh. Infield in for the Renegades, playing for the force out at home. Bodenhausen lines one into right field. Coy scores. Here comes George. Up with the throw from right as Evans not in time. Tension building here in the bottom of the sixth. Full count offering. And they're going to say it hit Coy's bat, and it's going to be a foul tip, and Trevor McCollum has been thrown out of the game. Boos are raining down. McCollum's gone. Coy might be gone. Assistant coach is gone. Unbelievable. I mean, speechless right now. Carroll gets out of it. Now off the end of the bat, jammed, and that'll get passed into right field by Cobb. Turkeying and heading for home is Marsh to throw in. Not in time. Tie ball game here in the seventh, courtesy of a jam shot single by Trevor McCollum. Unfortunately, he's only grabbed the can of gasoline. Full count to Felix. This one again, drilled, deep left center and back. It's at the wall, and it one hops the wall. There is the hit for Felix. One's home, a second's home, and it's now 14-2 Mustangs. And extinguish the inferno that has erupted from that first base dugout here at Phil Welch, but Freeman, a line one, shallow center, it will fall! One runs home, here comes Bodenhausen, throw to the plate, cut off! And it's now 11-2 as Darius Freeman continues to be lava hot.
Johnson makes a mistake.
Ground ball right side, and it will get through into right field! And there it is! Trevor McCollum is the hero. A game that started last Thursday and finishes up 10 days later. Trevor McCollum with the walk-off RBI single. And now that first pitch lined into the right center gap, and it'll get down. Adams cuts it off. Into score comes Coy. Over to third goes Gundelfinger, and Jaden Little with an RBI single to give the Mustangs a 2-1 lead. Then came back home for the summer. First season with the Stangs. Lines one to third under the diving glove of Caruso. Belton's in. Bodenhausen's a blur. He's in. And it's a big time 2-out, 2-run knock for Braden Lucart. Reached base 3 times. Their last matchup on 6/27, and he launches one. Deep left field. Get the tape measure out. It is gone. Drake Cobb cuts the lead to 1 with a moonshot onto the roof of the rec center. 12 pitches. But that one grounded right back up the middle and through into center. There's McCollum. They'll wave Griffith around easily into third's Little, and the throw gets away. Little's coming home, and it's a 3-run RBI single with an error added in now. Just like that, the Mustangs have cut it to 1. That one laced deep right center. That's going to get down to the gap. How many will score? Mosh is home. Here comes McCollum. Right behind him's the catcher, Griffith. Going to third and sliding in safely. It's Little. And will he go? No. Robertson there to back it up, but it's a 3-run triple. And it's now 6-1 St. Joe. Scored a pair. And he might Drills one right field. Back is Ventura. Onto the track, and it's over his head and up against the yellow frog graphic sign. One's in. Freeman's in, and it's a two-run double for Braden Luckhart, and now 12-2 St. Joe. With the bases loaded and 2 outs. First pitch grounded through the hole into right field. Little scores. Coy's getting the wave. Throw in from Espeland offline. And it's a 2-run pinch hit single for Frank Gall. Full count delivery. Line shallow center over the head of Nicholson. McCollum's home. Lukehart's home. And it's a 2-run single. And now 9 unanswered runs by the Mustangs. Freeman's hit it hard 3 times. He grounded out to Vonderhaar to start this inning. And that one line into right past the diving glove of Fleeg. Into scores Griffith. Here comes Little to the plate. He's home, and it's now 12-7. A 6th spot in the 4th for St. Joe. Stretched here at Phil Welch, but not much. I mean, maybe a little bit to stretch it because we haven't gotten out of our seats yet. No runs by either team, just 6 measly singles. Both teams have now each had a walk, but it's been all about the pitchers. Ashton Nance for St. Joe, and the man right now on the bump, Kenny Jennings for Nevada.
Right now with Jennings, you know that he's not used to going this far, especially with Nance as well. I mean, both pitchers are in spots that they've never been in. And right now I just have that feeling, that baseball feeling that I feel like the Mustangs, it's time to crack through. You're here in the 7th inning facing Jennings. I mean, he's almost doubled his maximum spot out on a mound, so it's time. I feel like they've seen his pitches. They've seen what he's given. They've gotten 3 or more at-bats. I think it's time that they finally crack open, get multiple hits, maybe work some more walks, just at least work him up in the count. That's what I would say is your best step.
6, 7, 8 for St. Joe, led off by Chris Coy. Who will be the Mustang to come through big for their team and get the momentum back in the dugout and give some life? It's been very quiet from that home first base dugout, a dugout that is known for being very raunchy. Has really had not much to chirp about tonight. Coy is one of the 4 hits for the Mustangs. It was all the way back in the 2nd inning. Really the only time that the Mustangs have threatened. They had runners at first and second and only 1 out. But Kenny Jennings able to get out of it. Last inning they had a runner at second and 1 out. But again, Jennings able to just hunker down. Now a high chopper up the middle. Creek has to wait on it, make a quick throw, and he will. Great defense being played behind Kenny Jennings here tonight. Retires Chris Coy.
Off the bat, it was a good swing. It just got on top of it early on, and that's why I put such a pop high fly to Creek. But he had to make it quick. Coy with such fast speed, but Creek, a good transfer to the hands. Didn't lose it on the transfer. Just a good defensive play for the first out.
It's been wonderful defensively for the Griffins, who last time they were here at Phil Welch, they were here for back-to-back games. They had 6 errors in one of those 2 games. Tonight looks just like a completely different defensive squad, playing freely and loosely, and not at all do they seem tight, making plays.
And this is the number 6th seeded, last seed to make it into the playoffs versus the number 1. They are knowing that they are David.
Now Justin George, another line drive, and this one finally falls. He'd been robbed a couple times, but now finally gets his first hit of the night.
That's one George was waiting for. He got ahead of it, pulled it, and a beautiful swing. Now with 1 out, another base runner on first with 1 out. How far do you want to try it? George isn't the fastest guy, but it's time to get aggressive, especially at the plate.
25th hit for George this season. Brings up Easton Philippi. Georgia guy not known for his base stealing, is 7 for 7, including 4 of those coming against the Griffins. So he definitely has been able to time up Griffin pitching nicely. Not going the first pitch. Philippi takes it outside. Philippi got robbed of a hit his last time up. Jordan Rowe made a nice play out and right. Kansas City, Missouri native.
Graduated from Staley High School. Now, with the days that keep on going by, is now running on 2.5 months. He's closer to starting his freshman year of college than he is graduating from high school. He's ahead 2-0. Jennings might be starting to tire a little bit. How much gas is left in that tank? Did he remember to fill up before the game? Now 3-0. First 3-0 count we've seen all night from Jennings. .30 is just low, and Easton Philippi works a walk. First time tonight we've seen the Mustangs back up good at bat with a good at bat, and now it's a real threat brewing here in the bottom of the 7th.
And after that threat, 4 straight pitches that are balls to Philippi. We're going to get a mound visit. And right now it's about Jennings is how long until you want to shake it up and see some other arms. But that's when stuff gets dangerous, especially in the bottom of the 7th. You're starting to get to that, that cranky bottom half because Mustangs put runs on the board. You run out of your time to get runs back on the board before it gets to that 9th inning whenever you're at the top of the 9th and you may be down 3-4 runs that stacked up with these last couple of chances that the Mustangs are coming to the plate. So scary situation if you're the Griffins, but the Mustangs right now, perfect time to attack. Runner on second with an out.
It is the 9-hole Trevor McCollum with the Frank Gall in the leadoff spot. Stands on deck. Update on the other Mink League playoff game going on. Jeff City lead the Carroll Merchants 3-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. Winner of that will play Clarinda tomorrow night. And then the winner of that game will then host the Mustangs on Thursday, with then games 2 and, if needed, game 3 of the Mink League Championship Series being played. And just said that the Mustangs were going to be going, and my partner gave me a look. But, it's the
no, I love it. I love it.
Sometimes you got to speak it into existence.
I love it. I love the confidence.
We've had a little bit unlucky announcer jinxes tonight, but maybe saying it one more time can spark some life. McCollum has had big hits this season. He had a walk-off hit against Clarinda earlier this year. He fouls one off. In that same game, he also had the game-tying hit. He's a guy who lives for the moment, lives for the opportunity. Like so many of these Mustang players that are just begging Johnny Coy to let them have the bat with the game on the line. Fastball just misses off the plate. Jennings, a lot of small misses here in the 7th. Just hasn't gotten the calls to go his way.
Especially in this late half, especially on the outside half with those fastballs. They're just missing the chalk.
1-2-1 grounded. Jennings goes to third, and a heads-up play by Kenny Jennings cuts down the leadoff runner in George for the second out.
I mean, wow, this is a great defensive play by Jennings. He decides to get it off the hop. He has enough time to make that throw over to third. George was not far enough down the line to make it a competitive play, but now 2 outs, runner on second. What an out for the Griffins, but they're still dealing with the leadoff man to try and bring that run home.
Frank Gall looking for his first hit, 0 for 3. Mustangs have still yet to get a guy on even third base. We've only had one runner on third base, and that was for the Griffins way back in the 4th inning. Crowd that has shown up here at Phil Welch, wanting something to cheer about. It's been quiet most of the night, trying to get their team in it. Luke Gall ahead 2-0, and an even more dangerous man. Darius Freeman stands on deck. I know Kenny Jennings does not want to allow Gall to get on and have to face Freeman. Gall lines one. That will fall into left field. Making the turn. Heading home is Philippi. The throw. Not in time. Frank Gall breaks the scoreless tie with a go-ahead RBI single.
What a job by Mr. Gall coming through when it mattered the most. Lines it off the outside pitch. and the speed from Philippi just gets it past. What a job by Frank Gall. Now the Mustangs. Darius Freeman, 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. They're not done.
The scoreless tie has been broken off the bat of Frank Gall. It was a great throw by Shadrach Salazar, just ran out of juice. And Easton Philippi was able to sneak that left hand before Nick Kalin was able to apply the tag. Now 2 more ducks on the pond for their best hitter, Darius Freeman. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Can he follow up Frank Gall's hit with one of his own? Line to center, right at Humphreys, and he'll make the grab. But the scoreless tie has been broken off the bat of Frank Gall, drives in Easton Philippi. 1 run in the inning, 2 hits, 2 runners left, headed to the 8th. Mustangs lead 1-0.